All right, guys. Welcome back to the Jrod. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Jrod Pod. Today we got a very special guest. His name is Mr. Roy Spencer. He's been on here before. He is a returning guest. We actually used to have a podcast called ROIS Podcast. Check it out. Talked about it on the last episode, maybe the episode before that. And what's crazy is we have, if you go back, it will show videos from 3 years ago where we're talking about cryptos that did exactly what we said they were going to do. Exactly, if not better. And with that being said, Roy is also a brilliant man. He's probably the smartest man I know. And he invests in stocks, knows a lot about stocks. And how are you doing, sir? Thank you for coming in.
It's a hard reputation to live up to.
I mean, it's your reputation,
I
bro.
don't know really what I'm supposed to do with it.
Make sure you're close to the mic.
You know, at this point, I got.
Closer. To the mic.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
You can't hear me?
I know. I just know, like, based on.
Like it's not picking it up?
Yeah,
Does it pick it up for you?
that's good. I'm this close.
Oh, okay. I have to be like, I just didn't want to like.
No, just this, like this. This is do this, and that's kind of just being this, like,
Is
this. Yeah. That's good.
okay. I'm just trying to find like the way to like lean back and stuff, but I also do.
I got you. Okay. So that's kind of the issue. That it's just you're trying to find that nice comfy.
Right, because you gotta be comfy.
Nice comfy. Lean back. Hey.
So this is good.
Yeah, this is good.
Right.
Yeah, this should be good.
You wanna just like start it over, try it again?
No, it's okay.
I mean,
So it's fine.
I mean, like at this point, I don't really know what to say. I mean,
No.
put the
Let's
introduction.
let's go. Yeah, let's go back. All right. So for we talk about all that. I'd like to just kind of talk about things that everyone can relate with, and something that I think everyone could relate with that we were talking about right before the show started is the way you die. So there's a video. We'll put a thing. It's a professional soccer player, and he's on vacation on his honeymoon with his wife and then like his 2 children or whatever. And he goes cliff jumping, and he jumps, and he hits the rock, and he spins, and he hits the water. And you can hear the screams of like the wife. I'm pretty sure you can hear him go fuck. No, I'm kidding.
Just as he like tumbles down, he just fall.
I mean, dude, that's so embarrassing. So dying an embarrassing death.
Yeah.
What's the most embarrassing death you can think of?
I just think like we play on that one, man, and it's something like a 1-minute fall all the way from the top to the bottom, and he just got to live with that.
Okay, if it's you, are you saying anything?
Dude, I was almost in that situation.
Were you getting ready to say something as you fell?
I didn't have anything prepared because I didn't really feel like I wanted to.
No last words.
But why would you prepare? So what you're saying is you get onto like mountains and stuff like that, preparing to die, and you're like, okay, make sure I have my last.
Some people do. Some people get on.
No,
bro,
I don't
some
go
people,
up there with that idea.
Dude, some people jump off of buildings and shit, don't die, become vegetables, and then it's just like, can you imagine? It's just like that is the worst. It's so like disturbing and sad that it's like funny, cause it's just like, wow, what, like, life is such a bitch. For life is such a bitch to that person individually, because it's like, nope, you can't go. Instead, you're just gonna have to sit here and watch this horrible thing that you wanted to get away from. It's sad. It's fucking sad. I don't know why I'm
I
smiling.
mean, like, shit, bro. I mean, that's really a personal choice that some people have to make if they want to jump off buildings. Like, there's something going for them, but I'm talking about just natural accidents. Like, in my way, I imagine it, I'm like walking the mountain and like it caves down, and then it gives.
That
way,
is
and
embarrassing.
I just like fall.
But that's kind of cool though, actually.
That wouldn't be great.
But like the story.
Dude, but you have to live with falling for a minute or 2 minutes all the way from the top of it to the bottom because it's just a flat fall. You don't tumble. You don't do anything like
in that moment.
You're literally just falling at like 30 seconds and 50 seconds. You're just closing in on the ground.
Your life is flashing before your eyes.
You can't even I wouldn't even know what to think in that moment. Like that would be
use VR now. You can use VR now.
I would hate
to
that.
see that.
I would hate to have VR feel that.
Apparently, when you do that with VR, they did this thing where like detects your brain neurons, and it activates the same exact neurons in the brain as if you were to actually be falling.
So you could live out that experience without actually having to die.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's something to be thought about. I don't know if I really
If you
want
just
to
want
try
to kill
dying.
yourself every day.
Why would I want to do that? I feel like
Practicing.
maybe that's not for me either.
No. Yeah, that's not for
That'd
me.
be an embarrassing way to die. Like, what if there's too much stimulation in those things and you like actually thought you died?
Dying, jerking off with a VR headset on.
That would be pretty horrible.
Oh my gosh. And you know how like the porn skips, like on YouTube, any video platform, like if there's multiple videos, it'll just go from one to the next the headset's on, and then by the time they find you, it's some weird shit, like guy gets fucked by rubber chicken or something weird like that, and they think you're into that.
Bro, they would have asked me beforehand, dude, are you about that?
No, but they don't. But
Why?
they just assume you're not.
I mean, like, is there anywhere I can input that suggestion?
No. Say you haven't. Say you haven't.
I'm coming to the next one that I do with that suggestion.
Okay.
Specifically.
The next rebirth.
Specific.
It's funny you bring up rebirth actually, because you know I've been reading a lot about the Bhagavad Gita.
That book.
Or you know what would be an embarrassing death? You're driving and then you like fly out of the car. Like you die from the car crash, but you fly out. I feel like that's kind of
And the car runs you over.
No.
Like if you fly.
That's even more embarrassing.
The car like tumbles over you and just mashes you.
There's always those guys, you know them, and you know them through this guy, but you don't hang out with them or anything. But like, you know, you're talking to him, cool guy, I guess, whatever. And then that guy kills, like the friend that you guys are friends with kills themselves. And then that guy, you see him at Walmart or something, you guys are shopping. Hey, Gary, hey, Gary. Say your name's Gary. He's like, hey. No, his name's Gary. Your name is just Roy. Hey, Roy, what's going on, Roy? Hey, you know, and you're like, hey, how you doing? You know, he's like, hey, you hear about Nick? Fucking blew his brains out in the garage. Family was home, apparently. His ear lodged in the mirror of the Mustang. Isn't that fucked up? And get this, apparently going through a divorce, wife taking the kids. Anyways, it was good seeing you. And they just leave. There's guys like that. And they don't even realize how weird it is to like say that right off the bat. It's almost like they talk about it as in a normal conversation that's like kind of funny. In a way, it is kind of funny because it's so fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is pretty messed up at that point.
I'm trying to think of one more.
One more way to die?
One more, yeah, funny, like just...
Okay, so you're visiting the top of a volcano, and it just explodes when you least expect it. Like you're looking over and this...
And you've been posting Instagram pictures all week.
You're at the top of this, and you're like, one last thing to do. Go check out the top right before my flight. Woo! And you just get to the top, and it's like smoke about it. Like, you know, it happens all the time. And you get to the top, and like, just as you look over... right to the stage, and then you fall in, but you're an actual sacrifice, and so it stops erupting at that point.
But and the core is still hard, so you're there, but they can't get to you, and so you slowly sink into lava, and you're like,
and
that would be embarrassing. Your wife is just like underneath. She's like, oh no, Gary. Okay.
I feel like, you know, the wife and kids, I left them behind. I knew it was like a sketchy venture.
True. Well,
like on the way in, I also yell, oh fuck.
Are there not tourists?
Yeah, there's tourists, but they hear me yell like one last thing. I go, oh fuck.
Yeah, in the area you weren't supposed to be.
Falling. Yeah. And then, you know, well, those places down in like, you know.
Do you tell people, like, if your wife died, like, that way, are you
Thailand? Like,
are you telling people? If you're listen to this, in Thailand, woman got ate by a python, right? Or she was like getting eaten by, or no, I'm sorry, she did get eaten by a python. They found her inside the body when they cut open the python, right? She was dead. Now, she's your wife. Do you tell people? No, pretend. Do you tell people that your wife was eaten by a python? Or do you say cancer?
All right, so just leading on that one, my wife would never be that stupid because you're not there.
It's not her fault.
I'm just leading with that as a disclaimer here.
Okay,
She would
fine.
never be
Hypothetically
that
speaking.
stupid to go near where a python would be without like some other safety and have a game plan.
It's gonna be super embarrassing if
It's
your wife
so
does get
embarrassing.
eaten.
This is the most embarrassing
recorded.
thing ever.
This is not recorded, so if your wife in the future does get eaten by a python, that's gonna make this 10 times more embarrassing.
Let's see the odds on that. Like the odds on that must be like within 1 in like 1 million bajillion. ChatGPT, what are the odds of my wife getting eaten by a python? Yeah, what do we got here, chat? In percentage, there's no shit.
That's 1 in.
100 and 732 million.
That's so embarrassing.
That's the worst. Dude, wait. Ask
Do you
her.
tell?
Wait, do it.
Answer my question. Do you tell the guy? Do you tell the guy? You guys are just at the bar. You're having a drink and you're talking. And then you say, "My wife, she died. She passed. She got eaten by a python." Or do you say, "My wife, she passed"? Are you
I
saying?
feel like I'm not really diving in on the python. I'm not extenuating the python part. 3 months go by. I'm kind of leading.
3 months?
Yeah,
like 10 years. I was thinking
Oh,
that's
like-
when I would be like comfortable.
Well,
to
dude,
be
you
like-
gotta like tell some people that like she got eaten.
No, yeah, but I'm talking about like where I would like talk about it as a story.
Oh,
You know,
I don't know
for-
if I'm leading in with that.
More detached from it than in the beginning. And they find her little body all crushed up inside.
I mean, man, you just gotta have some common sense, I believe.
Oh god, that would suck.
Can you ask that? What are some other deaths that are that statistically
What?
impossible? What we got here?
All right, guys, we're looking up.
The real most embarrassing ways to die.
Yeah, unusual and rare deaths. All right.
Death by vending machine. I love it.
So death by a vending machine. Surprisingly, more people are killed by vending machines than by sharks each year. So the odds of this happening are about 1 in 112 million. So if you die by a vending machine, that's embarrassing.
That's horrible. Dude, I like this one, the falling coconut. If you're actually a bozo that gets hit by a falling coconut, you just got.
It says 150 people die from that each year.
That's horrible.
1 in 50 million.
An asteroid. That's
Gosh.
pretty crazy. Let's see what the most embarrassing ones are.
So exploring the concept of embarrassing ways to die can be both humorous
Whoa.
and thought-provoking. See? That's what we're saying, people. We're not saying anything that would
That's
get us
horrible.
canceled. So, okay, tripping over your own feet.
Falling off a toilet.
That is funny. That is classic comedy when you trip over your own feet.
But if you die, like let's say you're right next to a cliff and you just trip over your own feet.
If you die by tripping over your own feet, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
You're a
Survival of the fittest. Being next to an area that would be problematic. Like I can trip on my feet anytime I want,
Yeah.
anywhere in the hallway, and I'm not gonna die.
That's someone that just
Near the top of like mountain.
yeah. They went hiking. It was a big thing for them. They never, ever. This was like
They're just
them
enjoying it.
and breaking out of their shell, and then they trip over their feet and fucking fall down the mountain. Okay. Death by vending machine. We already went over that one. Obviously, it's sad to get killed by
Death by a
thing with a bunch of Cheetos in it. Falling off a toilet. Yes, it sounds ridiculous, but there are reports of people meeting their end in the most awkward of bathroom accidents. Elvis Presley.
Yes.
A lot of black culture stole their music from.
That's
Just kidding.
strange.
Just kidding, guys. That's not true.
Setting yourself on fire while cooking, that's pretty brutal. Death by selfie. That would be just horrendous.
Oh, where they put themselves in dangerous situations. That could be the
Like
volcano.
you're jumping up
could
and
be the
down.
volcano.
I feel like you're jumping up to catch like a drone.
Yeah.
And like it cuts your arm off.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And your arm falls into your head.
selfie driving. Oh, my gosh.
Hmm.
Imagine how many people die driving with a selfie.
Dude, can you ask it?
Being
how
kicked
emba-
by a cow.
Let's get strange with it. Let's see how many people die every year from talking to ChatGPT.
Okay, but death by overzealous dance moves. Trying to bust a move at a party and ending up with a fatal injury is a scenario that would leave everyone shaking their heads. Like if you have a stroke and you're dancing, that's so embarrassing. All right, okay.
How many people die every year from a like generative AI, open AI? Whoa.
It seems there's been a recent incident related to OpenAI that has generated attention, specifically Sushir Balahi, a former researcher at OpenAI, tragically passed away at the age of 26. That's my age. His death, which occurred on November 26,
No follow-up.
2023 was reported as a suicide, and there was no evidence of foul play involved. This incident has raised discussions about the pressures and challenges forced by individuals in the tech industry, particularly in high-stakes environments like AI research. AI research is a very sketchy industry to work in right now. As for the broader question of how many people die each year due to OpenAI or its technologies, there are no statistics or reports indicating that OpenAI's work directly causes deaths. The focus tends to be more ethical considerations. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I feel like OpenAI causes deaths by third party.
Ask it about that. Just ask it, is there a chance that OpenAI causes death by a third party? Let's just see if it says absolutely not.
Right now, we're putting AI.
It's on blast right now.
It's on notice right now.
Yeah.
So the question of whether OpenAI could indirectly cause deaths through third-party actions is complex and varies. Okay, blah blah. No direct evidence, incidents, and concerns. Third-party use. So the potential for AI technologies to be misused by third parties is a concern. That's what I was thinking of. For instance, if someone were to use AI inappropriately or maliciously, regulatory oversight organizations like the Electronic Privacy Information Center have called the investigations of the AI company, including OpenAI, to ensure they meet. I feel like they should be more worried about TikTok in China. Let's talk about Christmas. What'd you do for Christmas?
That was an interesting take from one way to the other.
That's fine.
So I felt like I just was with family.
Yeah. It is what you do on Christmas for some people. Yeah, me too. Well, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Just explain it either way, I guess.
Christmas Eve, I did nothing because I had to work. Christmas Day, I had people over at my house, like my family, like real close family.
That's really cool. It's really the most wonderful time of the year.
It really is. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's weird. For some people, it's just probably just the worst time. Like, they just probably hate it because they know that their uncle is gonna come home and be super drunk and just start whooping their, kick the dog, eating a fat fucking pickle, just.
But doesn't sound like the best experience.
That's life, bro.
I mean, I'm not trying to imagine that.
That's actually a really good analogy for life.
But what if that's every single day for these people? Why would it just on Christmas be like...
Nothing changes.
It could be somewhat better. Maybe he's less pickles.
He
grumbles
less. He's wearing a Santa hat that day.
Yeah. Like he's donated their charity. Yeah, that's like a late night thing. They avoid an ass whooping. In some way, it's a better time of the year for them.
You're right. The guys, there's 100% chance that the guys outside of Macy's and shit, shaking the bells and whatnot, they definitely go home and beat their wives.
I don't know.
I've
been that guy.
Have you?
Yeah. Wow. I don't have a wife.
Why'd you do that?
Tearing.
See, you're on a road down. You're headed down. You're headed
volunteer giving back to the community. That's just the slugs. Exactly you don't want to be.
That's how it starts. You start helping people, and next thing you know, you're whooping your ass's wife. Your wife's ass.
What? How did I get from here to having a wife?
Don't ask me. I'm not Santa.
You want to do a quick dive into some aliens?
Yeah. So real quick, have you heard about the UFOs over Capitol Hill?
That seems to be something that people are talking about.
Yeah, so there have been some UFOs over Capitol Hill. I talked about this last episode, but we will address it again because that is what we do here, UFO news. But it does seem, imagine this though. I like to think of different theories. What if it might be the United States, it might be something greater than the United States. What if they're not aliens, they're humans? Just they're so powerful and advanced that it's a psyop. And they're gonna, make it seem like we're under attack just so we all fall in line.
I guess it is what it is.
It is what it is. We'll read this real quick. So ex-NASA astronauts encounter former NASA astronaut Leroy Chiao reported a close encounter with UFOs while flying in Texas. He described seeing two metallic orbs about 3 feet wide that passed within 20 feet of his plane. Chiao suspects they might have been military drones. That doesn't sound like a drone. But the incident has sparked further interest in UFO sightings. National attention on UFO sightings. Recent testimonies and reports have revealed a surge in UFO sightings across the United States. This has coincided with increased national attention on unidentified aerial phenomena particularly in light of recent government disclosures, Pentagon. Okay, so they released a thing about 21 unexplained UAPs, and then there's ongoing investigations. So that's interesting.
That is pretty wild.
You know, you guys are lucky, all right? Join the ROIS Investments Discord. It'll be in the description below if you really want to, figure it out. But top 5 stocks, top 5 cryptos.
That's a really hard one.
I'll say cryptos.
Yeah, dude, dive in, but explain to me,
I'm not. You're right. That is hard to say. I'm gonna say what to be looking for. I think.
So what are you talking about? Like, what's the holding time?
Oh, I believe right now, since all of the cryptos are down, if you look at that flow chart, I posted it on the last episode. I'll post it up again. You can see that there's this pattern where it shows Bitcoin, Ethereum.
It's the flow chart. That's what I've been talking about. And then like small caps and then altcoins. Do you expect the market to keep going up next year?
No, I don't.
You think the market crashes?
Yeah, I do.
When?
I think it crashes around February, March.
That's really good. How did you come to that consensus?
I feel like this is what happened last time.
Just as it was getting to like a peak, everybody was all in.
Dude, this is what happens every time.
And then they just
you've been in this longer than me, but ever since I got in this, what I know is this: I have lost money in crypto, which follows stocks, and I know about both. Not obviously nearly as much about stocks and stuff as you or anything like that, but at least with crypto, it has followed the same exact pattern since it started.
Okay, so officially you're thinking like February?
Yes.
But it booms before then.
Yeah, there's going to be an altcoin boom.
Yeah, but Bitcoin hits like higher price.
Bitcoin does go higher, yes.
So it hits a new all-time high. I like that idea. What do you think it gets to?
What's it at right now? 98,000?
95.
95,000?
95.6.
What's the date? 26. I think it starts to launch up around the 5th of January.
Okay.
That's when I think.
Okay. And then what does it get to?
I could see it hitting 200K.
Really?
I could see it.
In
on best case scenario.
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario.
Trump gets in. He's like, I'm all in on crypto.
Yes.
Like, let's get these bags going.
Yes.
And then like he does everything he says, and then I don't know, like he ends a couple wars or something like that, and everybody just starts using it.
Yeah. Yes. They're gonna start implementing more and more. Like, it is
more use cases.
Bro, how does the U.S. get out of being in debt?
Well, I think
obviously
that's a hard question.
It means different things.
What about Doge? The Department of Government Efficiency. They're talking about cutting back on spending so that we can be funny. I think that
I was about to say Doge is about to go off as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. But they're gonna just get rid of a bunch of
PEPE.
Yeah, but they're gonna cut a bunch of like people that don't need jobs there. Not good, but they're gonna just get rid of the inefficiencies, I guess. In the government,
that you can,
because they spend money there at the government like drunken sailors every night of the week.
Yeah,
right. Like we increased debt, and like about $1 trillion in about 2.5 months.
Yeah, it's fucking wild,
dude. How
Donald Trump did a good job of
explaining that
on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yes, that makes sense.
We did a really good job.
How do you spend that amount of money?
You just fucking kill people.
No, with the bullets and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with all the money.
All right. Speed round. What do we got for the cryptos?
Cryptos, meme coins, altcoin season. Listen, I'm talking every year. So Doge was the first meme coin, right? Mm-hmm. Then the next year, I had a huge bag of Shiba Inu. It popped off, but I am someone that is a degenerate and I have very little patience, but I'm working on it. And I sold it, but I would have been rich as hell. And I called it. And there's actually an episode, ROIS Podcast episode that you can see. And then I think that now it's going to be PEPE, based on it being on Robinhood, it being able to trade. But with that being said, thank you for listening. I appreciate you guys.
Peace out, guys.